Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Hello everyone and welcome to your English class. In our lesson today, we will continue with our third unit, which is titled What Will Be, Will Be. Our lesson today is the reading lesson in your books, page 40 and 41. What you need for the lesson today is your books on the reading lesson, page 40 and 41, a sheet of paper and a pen to take down your notes. So let's get started. By the end of today's lesson, you will be able to read an article, use some new vocabulary, and answer some questions on the reading text. So read, answer some questions, and understand the meaning of some new words. Okay, back to the same question here. What can you see in this picture? It is actually a letter or a message within a glass bottle. So we can see a bottle and a message or a letter inside it. What do you think? Who do you think it is from? I think it is from someone who lost his way. He's in an isolated island. Maybe it is sent from someone within the other side of the shore or of the beach. For me, I sometimes think that some people would send letters from the past to the future. So they will send it and it will take its time until someone will get it later in years. What do you think is within within the bottle? It is actually a letter, and maybe people can hide certain things, maybe an amount of money or something that is precious. Okay, in here, before we start reading, if you want to send a message to the future, what would you do? I want to tell the future me or the future generation something. However, you might not live until maybe 100 years later to tell them your message or the thing that you want to say or to describe certain things for them. How are you going to send them your message or to tell them something? It's a good idea to send a time capsule, and you can send a letter. Write your own words in a letter and send it. You can use a time capsule as well, which is the idea of the Tulsa time capsule that we are reading about. You will put items, paper, and also a message or a letter for them to tell people how you live or you lived. Okay, you can also use a glass bottle, which is the typical and the traditional way of sending letters to anonymous people, to people you don't know. Okay, now let's check in your books, page 40. I want you to tell me about the title of the reading text. The reading is about the Tulsa time capsule. Time capsule that was sent by the Tulsa people who lived in Tulsa, Oklahoma. How many paragraphs do we have? Try to count the paragraphs. How many? They are actually 5 paragraphs. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. What can you see in the picture? We're having a picture for the same car when it was brand new and the old Plymouth Belvedere. They called it the Plymouth, as titled here, Plymouth Belvedere. The brand new car, and 50 years later, the same car. What happened to it? Why did it look like this? Very old. Did it work? We will get to know. Okay, now I want you to listen to the first paragraph, and this time you are going to listen for specific information. You will not listen for general idea. What is the answer for this question? I want you to find the answer for the first question. When was the car buried, and what was the purpose of burying the car for 50 years? Let's listen.
A crowd of people gathered outside the courthouse in Tulsa, Oklahoma, in June 1957 to witness the burial of an unusual time capsule, a brand new gold and white Plymouth Belvedere car. The city leaders explained, in exactly 50 years' time, This car will be unearthed to show the world who we were and how we lived in Tulsa in 1957.
So, when was the car buried? When? Try to find time, date. When was it buried? It was buried in June 1957. And they were planning to hide it there for 50 years. So if we count 1957 plus 50, so plus 50 we will have in 2007. So it will be unearthed in 2007. Okay, what was the purpose? Why would they bury or hide a car for 50 years? Do you think it's a brilliant or a dumb idea? The organizers said to show the future world who they were and how they lived in Tulsa in 1957. So it's just like a message to the future. This is how we lived in Tulsa in 1957, and this is who we were in 1957 in Tulsa. So just like a vivid picture, just like if they are going to send a picture to the future, this is how we lived where you are living now. So let's continue in here with the second paragraph. What did the car contain? Here we're having what? What did the car contain? What are the items within the car? And also, why did the organizers include 5 gallons of gas for the car? Why do we have 5 gallons of gas? Is it like for fun? No, there was a specific reason. Let's listen and you will tell.
The automobile contained a flag, a city phone directory, an unpaid parking ticket, and the contents of a woman's purse, bobby pins, a lady's powder compact, a plastic rain cap, several combs, a tube of lipstick, a pack of gum, a wad of tissues, $2.73 in bills and coins. 5 gallons of gas were also included, in case the combustion engine became obsolete by 2007 and no fuel was available.
So, what did the car contain? It contained many things, and it carries a lot. They were a flag, a city phone directory, which is like a book, and we'll have the name and the phone number. An unpaid parking ticket, because it contained the price and the date. And the contents of a woman's purse, a lady's bag, bobby pin for the hair, lady's powder compact, plastic rain cap, several combs for the hair, a tube of lipstick, a pack of gum, and a wad of tissues, and we're having money, 2.73 cents in bills and coins, plus 5 gallons of gas. Do you have an idea why did they add 5 gallons of gas? They wanted the car to work and to be able to work in 2007. So in case the combustion engine became obsolete by 2007 and no fuel was available. So they have thought about all the situation, about all the circumstances. In 2007, maybe cars will be electric and people won't have gas to start the car. We want it to start working. So they added the gas so the 2007 people will be able to start the car. Let's check the following paragraph in here, the event. How did people react to the event? What was the people's reaction? Did they like the idea? What was the purpose of the raffle tickets? Why did we have raffle tickets? Let's listen.
The event attracted all sorts of people to Denver Avenue that day in 1957. Some thought that the idea of burying a new car was dumb, others thought it was brilliant. Raffle tickets for the car were sold. The person to guess the approximate population of Tulsa in 2007 would win. "I'll never be alive," said Teddy Baxter, aged 6. "Sure you will," answered his brother Henry, who was 19. "I might not be, but you'll be around for sure." Gene McDaniel, who was 20 at the time, thought, "In 2007, I'll be 70. I'll never make it."
So, how did people react to the event itself? Burying the car. Did everyone like it? Everyone thought that it's a brilliant idea? So, as usual, people are having different thoughts. Some people thought that the idea of burying a new car was dumb. They didn't like the idea. However, others thought it was brilliant. So some liked it and others disliked it. Okay? How about what was the purpose of the raffle tickets? It was an event and there was a contest or a game. Why we will have raffle tickets, small tickets there? The person to guess the approximate population of Tulsa in 2007 would win. So it's the main idea is you're going to pay money. Maybe you will pay $2 to $3. Then you will buy a ticket with a number and you will guess the number of people in Tulsa in 2007. And in 2007, if you are still alive and your guess is right, then you're going to win a huge amount of money. So it's like a contest. Okay, this is for paragraph 3. How about number 4? I wanted to come up with an answer for these two questions. How did people find the car? Describe the situation. How did it look like in 2007? Which items were in a good shape? Some items were in a good shape. What are these items? Let's listen.
The Plymouth was wrapped in protective materials and lowered into a concrete vault, which was supposed to withstand even a nuclear attack. It lay there for 50 years. On June 13, 2007, the vault was opened, and the car was raised as thousands of people watched. The organizer of the event said, "Ladies and gentlemen, I present you Miss Belvedere." Unfortunately, the tomb was unable to protect the car from moisture, and the vintage vehicle was covered in rust. The contents of a typical woman's handbag in the glove compartment looked like a lump of rotted leather. The microfilm that recorded the names of the contestants wasn't found. There was a bit of disappointment that the items were not in better condition. However, some items inside the time capsule were in good shape. They included a U.S. flag and some historical documents, such as aerial maps of the city and postcards.
Okay, so how did people find the car? How can you describe? They tried their best to protect it. They covered it in protective cover that can withstand, it can survive a nuclear attack. So if an explosion happened there, it will never, nothing bad is going to happen to the car. And in 2007, when they unearthed the car, how did they find it? The car was covered in rust. From the picture that you have on page 41, you can find the very old, it looked just like if it were old. Why? Because the protective cover couldn't protect it from moisture. Maybe water leaked inside. So it was all covered in rust. It was very old. Some items didn't survive because of the water and the moisture. However, the good news that some items survived and they made it. What are these items? You will find them by the end of the paragraph. A U.S. flag, some historical documents such as aerial maps of the city and postcards. And which gives us the hint or the idea that paper, anything that is paper or it could withstand the water or moisture. The others, like the lipstick and we're having the microfilm, none of them survived. Okay, the last paragraph in here, I want you to come up with an answer. What was the good news? Let's listen.
The good news is that when the Belvedere was unearthed, Teddy and Jean were still alive. They never thought they would be here to see it happen. Someone present said, "It's our King Tut's tomb. It's like a fairy tale."
So, what was the good news? The bad news that the car was covered all in rust and the microfilm with the names of the contestants was lost. Some items were ruined. However, the good news that in 2007 we're having some people who were Teddy and Jean, they were still alive. They lived to see the Miss Belvedere, the Plymouth Belvedere, when it was unearthed. Some of them were 90, others were in their 70s. And you can read more about Jenny and Teddy and Jean. You can read about them in paragraph number 3, when they said, "I will never make it, I will die," in 2007. Okay. Now I want you to come up with answers for these questions. Answer the questions about the reading. What was the purpose of burying the car for 50 years? Why did they think about burying a car? You will find it in the first paragraph. To show the future world who they were and how they lived in Tulsa in 1957. It's like a message to the future. Why did the organizers include 5 gallons of gas for the car? They added many things, and one of them is 5 gallons of gas. Is it dangerous? It wasn't. And they thought about the situation in case the combustion engine became obsolete, outdated by 2007, and no fuel was available. So how did the car work in 1957? A combustion engine that will be fueled and powered by the gas. So they thought, we want it to work in 2007. Maybe they will not have fuel, and this is for them. Are any of the items put in the car obsolete today? Go back to what the car contained. Some of the items that were added to the car obsolete today. We can't use them. We don't use them actually anymore. They are old and outdated. It is the microfilm. The microfilm is obsolete today. If you see a microfilm, we will never recognize it. Something from the past. Okay, and question number 4: who was going to be the winner of the contest? We have discussed that they sold raffle tickets. One winner is going to win the money in 2007. And who is going to be the winner? The one who survived? No. It is the one who guessed the approximate population of Tulsa in 2007. So everyone is going to make their guess, and they will put a number. People in Tulsa will be maybe 1 million. You will say 2. The other will say 5,000. Then the approximate, around, the closest to the number is going to be the winner. Now I want you to complete these sentences. In 50 years' time, when this car is taken out of the vault of the safe place, people will come up with your own answers. When they said 50 years from today, when people will will unearth the car, people will see what Tulsa was like in 1957. It is a message to the future people, how we lived today. If I buy a raffle ticket for the car, I might not. Imagine that you bought a raffle ticket in 1957. You might not live long enough to win the prize. That was Teddy's words. When he said, I don't think I'm going to make it. In 2007, I will be dead. I will never make it to 2007. When people opened the glove compartment in 2007, Check the fourth paragraph. How about the idea of the items? Which one survived and which one didn't make it to 2007? Do you remember when we said the microfilm wasn't found? It was lost. How about the glove compartment within the lady's purse? How did it look like? It will find women's purse and its content. When people will open it, they will find everything that is a lady used in 1957. Now I want you to think about this idea. If you had the chance to make your own time capsule, now we have discussed already the container or the time capsule itself. How about what will you put in it? Every single item, it should have a meaning. What are the things that you would love to send? You remember the Tulsa people when they added a parking ticket? The parking ticket is always having a date and the price. Maybe the parking would cost $1 in 1957. 2007, it will cost the people $5 to park the car. So they will notice the differences. A phone directory, people's names, many people's names, all the people's names in Tulsa in 1957 with their phone numbers. So it would be a good idea to remember the flag in case the flag changed in 2007. How about you? For me, I would prefer to add a book. I will put a certain amount of money, maybe some things that you like, things that represent us these days. I will put a face mask. Everything should have a meaning because we are sending a message to the future people to tell them how we lived this year or in a certain year, the year of burying the time capsule. For your homework, I want you to think about, have you ever read about a hidden treasure? Maybe it is the idea of hiding a car in Tulsa. Have you ever heard of it? When was it hidden? The date, and what did people find? Think about the idea of hiding treasure. Have you ever hidden one? What was the treasure? When was it hidden? And who did this? And what was the purpose? Think about any story that you have read or heard about. I guess that is it for our lesson today. And thank you so much for your time.